We're no strangers to a property conundrum.
We have one bathroom. I have to get up at the crack of dawn.
The kitchen doesn't work, the hall doesn't work, the garden doesn't work.
Across Britain, many of us are living in properties not built for the challenges of modern life.
But now, more than ever, we need our homes to work hard for us.
The kitchen is useless.
We're just zoned, we're just all separate. It's not good enough.
Yes, our homes need to be more than just the place we live in.
They're where we work, play, socialise, and even exercise.
I very much want to bring the garden into the house. I want our friends to come round and be wowed by it.
So we're looking back at our most brilliant builds.
Are you impressed?
I am mighty impressed.
Where I helped couples tackle renovations of all shapes and sizes.
To show homeowners across the UK and you how to make the most of the space you have. Oh,
Look at that.
it's rather good, isn't it? Wow.
All in the name of resolving that famous dilemma.
Are you going to love it?
Or list it. Yes, when it comes to renovations, we always have a solution.
We?
I'd like to lend a hand now and again.
Today, it's all about bungalows. Leave your preconceptions at the door.
I've got a swimming pool in the middle of my lounge. Excuse me?
I brought your trunks.
As we look back at two warring couples,
We are going to move.
We are not going to move.
We are.
divided over their weird and wonderful homes.
It tends to look a little bit like an 80s porn set.
We were on hand to restore harmony
I think you're swaying. You were saying some lovely comments around there.
and celebrate the joys of these sometimes underrated single-storey properties.
It's quite an entrance.
It is quite an entrance.
Beautiful.
We do have prejudices about bungalows. Why do you think that is?
I really don't know, but I feel that they are having a comeback. They are popular, but that's possibly because they're hard to find.
Yes. And I just think the plots are often so great. They often have such good gardens. Yeah. You can do a lot with dormer windows if you want extra space.
Most of the walls aren't load-bearing or not to the same extent.
Yeah, because
so
they
you
don't
can
have...
open them out a
you
bit
can
more.
open them out. No.
Got a big tall roof you can play with. Lots of potential.
Yeah.
When it comes to bungalows, there is so much more than meets the eye. Back in 2018, we came across a very memorable one, owned by Tony Congdon and Chris Atwood.
Words don't do justice. I think it's a case about pictures worth 1,000 words.
Picture, if you will, a normal-looking house with a normal-looking lounge and a curtain that opens up onto a...
When we describe our house to people, we tell people that our lounge has a swimming pool in it. Well, basically, the lounge is the swimming pool. It does really look like a 1980s porn set.
Since you put that grass thing outside, what's it called?
Oh, yeah, pampas grass in the front garden.
Pampas grass outside. Several people have said it's a swinger's house.
With the 80s-style pool in lieu of a living room, I can see where the confusion might have arisen.
I don't want to have a pool in my lounge anymore, especially one I don't use. I don't want to have a galley kitchen. I do not want to live in this house anymore. I don't like the location, I don't like living in suburbia, and I don't like living in Pearly.
What I like most about this house is the location, in that it's in a nice, almost country area. We can go walking if we want, which, you know, in this day and age is almost unusual. I've lived in this area for about 30 years. I've got no real demand on me to move.
Except for Chris, maybe? She hates the shady garden, but for keen cyclist Tony, there's no place like home for him and his bikes.
It's got a double garage or a man cave, which is really useful, so it does tick a lot of boxes.
I think Kirstie could change this house to make it much easier to live in, but basically I would still like to leave.
Enough said. Hold on to your car keys, Kirstles. We're going in.
Well, what joys have we got today?
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, how lovely to meet you.
Hi.
Come on in.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my my word.
That is...
Don't you dare fall in.
No, I'm not going to fall in.
I must say, I've never seen anything like this genuinely inside the house.
No.
So it was here when you bought the house?
Yeah, yeah. We decided that we wanted a party house. And now we don't really, do we?
I think it's lovely, and I'd love to visit it and play in it.
But you don't want to own it.
But owning it...
Why are you so keen to go, Chris?
I don't like Pearly. I would like to live in a town that was buzzy, bars, cafes, shops. I really like Brighton, Hove, that area.
What I'd be interested in hearing is why Tony doesn't want to move.
I like it around here. I've got all my mates live around here. I like the house, like it's a nice location. There's a big playing field over there, so you've got a little bit of green space. You're virtually in London.
I like to invite 8 to 10 people. Well, our dining space isn't big enough.
Given that you hate the area and hate the house, I think things are looking pretty good for team listening.
They are, aren't they?
Admittedly, it does feel like I'm on the back foot, but this pool area represents 710 square feet that I could turn into something fabulous.
Galley kitchen. I can quite see why Chris isn't keen on this.
It's all about the pool. That's where all the space is.
With the pool gone, the living space will be huge.
That's a box bedroom.
Yeah, well, that's a double, but a small one.
Bathroom needs updating. Good size. So 2 doubles and a single so far.
But in terms of resaleability, people will expect the bedrooms to match up to the living space.
What's the master like?
Good.
Oh, that's
actually.
nice.
It's got a dressing room, ensuite.
The rest of the space at this end of the house just feels really tight.
The bedroom size is a little disappointing, but it's the pool area that's in my crosshairs.
I brought your trunks.
You are joking. You think I'm putting those on? You think I'm putting those on? You wouldn't want to see me in those, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
That kind of Hugh Hefner's Surrey retreat, this is.
It is.
Enjoy it while you can, Phil, because the pool's days are numbered.
This is an amazing outlook. I hear what Chris is saying about Pearly, but there's something very special about this house, and I think it could be made even more special.
A recent study claimed that there were less than 2,500 bungalows built in 2018. And as demand currently outstrips supply, you may end up paying more for a bungalow than a 2-storey house with the same total floor space. But there is an exception to every rule. I have a budget of £80,000 to get rid of the pool and maximise the value of this house, which is an issue right now.
The problem is the valuation.
Yes.
Because currently it's valued at 640, and that's the average of the valuations.
Yes.
The agents say the ceiling price of a house like this is $758,000. So that does show how much the pool is damaging
Yes.
the value of the house. Yeah. My feeling is that this house could be made very, very special and marketed for a good amount.
Yeah.
Lovely, yeah.
So, how to do that?
Under my plan, we'll be filling in the pool and using that room to create one large kitchen dining space, with patio doors leading out onto a terrace on the garage roof. The current kitchen is being knocked through to the sitting room to make it a large living space. I'd also like to move Chris's office to the conservatory and use that room as a utility.
There is one question.
Yes.
Why did you put the kitchen that side, not the lounge that side?
Because I don't think you want to walk through your kitchen. A lounge lends itself to being hall-like much more than a kitchen does. You also want your kitchen as far away from your bedrooms as possible, just from smell, extraction, all of that. Taking out the fireplace and the chimney costs a fortune. You don't want to be mucking around with that.
I actually really like it. And I'm surprised I like it.
It is very good.
Yeah.
It's a big job and the budget will be tight, but even Chris seems enthused.
I thought Kirstie's plans were absolutely fantastic. I was really surprised. I really didn't expect to like them as much. It actually delivers on every front, apart from the fact that it's still in Pearly.
I love it when you've come up with something that they never thought of, and they go, oh.
Yeah, well, so I should, because there's no point in getting me to come along and
right.
do what everyone else has suggested.
It's a big decision.
It's
There's a lot at stake, which is why they've got you and all your talented helpers in to do it.
Thanks, Phil. I do have my uses. Another couple in need of our expert advice were based in lovely Larne, 22 miles outside of Belfast.
Well, isn't this beautiful?
Stunning. It's lovely to be here.
On the east coast of County Antrim, in a bungalow nestled in the rolling hills, Katherine and Nigel have gone to war over countryside versus community.
I love the house, I love the views. The location is brilliant. I have my chickens running about the place.
Don't really like being as rural as I am. I miss village life, but unfortunately my husband loves it because he loves the outside space.
They bought this house after the death of Katherine's mother, wanting to downsize, release some equity and have more family time and holidays.
Going through that grief of losing Mum, I was in such misery. And then I just suddenly decided that we needed to make changes to start living a life and freeing up a bit of cash that we weren't paying a really big mortgage.
But Katherine quickly started to regret that decision.
The house doesn't work for us as a family. We're all a bit disjointed. We're all in different rooms. The kitchen is my biggest bugbear. It's at the back of the house, very dark. It could be a really fantastic home, but just not for our family. I think we've made the wrong decision.
I didn't want to move in the first place, but now that I'm here, I absolutely love it. I really do love it.
We are going to move.
We are not going to move.
We are.
Hello, good morning.
Nice to meet you.
Hiya. Do you want to come in?
Fantastic.
What's the story? What's happened? What's gone on?
We've moved here from Glencoe.
It's a little village, and it was very, very lovely life. Then my mum passed away, and I think I was in complete grief, and I wasn't really thinking straight. And I thought, like, let's downsize our mortgage so we've got more money to enjoy life, and convinced Nigel that was the right thing. And now I'm really thinking if I could clip my fingers and go back 2 years, I probably wouldn't have done it.
When a parent dies, it absolutely causes psychological shifts. For you, you thought about family time and spending more time together and everything.
Yeah.
And actually, it hasn't panned out like that.
No.
Because you don't really love the house, you feel more alone here, and it's immensely complex.
Mm-hmm.
What's not right about it?
The house just doesn't work for us. The kitchen's too small, it's dark. I also am not sure about a bungalow. When we first moved, he said, Nigel, I really missed going upstairs to bed. And what did you tell me to do?
Out the back door, round the front, up the steps, and you go.
I'm intrigued to the fact that you had to persuade Nigel to buy this house, and yet Nigel is on Team Love It.
Yeah, I couldn't get my head around it. Now, I love the location, I love the views, I love the outside of it. But the thing is that the house isn't right, and I know it's not right, but I know with Kirstie's help, it will be right.
Right you are, Nigel. Once Katherine sees what I'm going to do, she'll love this house just as much as you do.
This is a phenomenal room. It would have windows on 3 sides. If you pushed out that wall above the garage, it could just be fantastic. Look at this, look at the view. You know what? I don't reckon they're going anywhere.
This is going to be interesting and tricky. The kitchen that cannot be eaten in.
Oh, it's pathetic as a family kitchen. It's lovely, the garden, though, and the sense of being in the countryside.
So Nigel has once already been convinced to do something he didn't want to do.
Most men can be.
Which bodes well for Team Listed, but the views and garden are going to be hard to compete with.
This is obviously the kids' room where they hang out.
No, this is perfect for the kids.
Your eyes really are drawn to the view.
Well, when it's there.
But without a kitchen dining area, it does explain why Katherine feels so separated from the girls.
It's not big enough.
The whole place isn't big enough.
Their old house was almost 75% bigger, with a kitchen diner and utility room, and was geared towards family living, unlike this bungalow.
It feels like there's a lot of smaller issues to solve.
like the fact that the only ensuite is in Lola's room and not in her parents'.
There's the kind of issues everywhere.
Just a few rooms in, and already there seems a huge amount to be done for their budget of 35 grand.
If you could persuade them to move immediately, Phil, you'd be making my life a lot easier. There's not much I can do to this for 35 grand.
It's like a double height garage.
Well, that's good, because this is where my kitchen's going.
You've got to use this.
Yeah.
This great underused space is a real game changer. Next to the lounge, it would be easy to knock through and create the bigger kitchen living room they're missing. Nigel's going to have to give up his garage, but there will be room for storage underneath, and it may be the price he has to pay to stay put.
So, we have to make this house a home. It's either going to be a home for you...
Or for somebody.
That was quick, Catherine. Or for somebody. But this is an undeveloped plot. It has not been taken to its full potential.
Yeah.
Currently, the family all live in separate rooms. So I plan to knock through from the living room into the garage, create a fabulous open-plan kitchen dining room that brings the family together and makes full use of those incredible views. The old kitchen becomes a third double bedroom, which means daughter Daisy's old single bedroom can turn into a big family bathroom with extra storage, whilst the old bathroom goes to give Katherine and Nigel bigger bedroom space.
It's something we've not even considered, moving Daisy's room. I'm now worried for Phil. I'm thinking the plans are a bit too good for my liking.
I think it will change how you use this house as a family. I'm absolutely convinced of it.
And I think the way the kitchen is there at the moment, it's just at the back of the house, quite dark. You've always got to have a light on.
Mm-hmm. It's madness. It's absolute madness. You've got to... You can't be in the kitchen where you spend the majority of your time and not be looking at this view.
Yeah. You should be very happy with that.
Got a winner, Kirstie. Thank you very much.
I'm not shaking your hand yet. I'll wait until it's done. I've made my decision.
In Pearly, Chris and Tony have made a change to my plan.
By moving the front door now opens into a hall that sits between the kitchen and the lounge. And for us, that is better because it means that we don't use one as a corridor to get to the other.
Some of the changes make me slightly nervous.
So here is going to be the front door now. And you're going to come in and you're going to go right to the sitting room and left to the kitchen. And in the new plan, you have to go through the kitchen to get to the bedrooms. This is what is really troubling me. I had always imagined this as a fantastic family kitchen, making it attractive to anybody, and that as a cosy sitting room. If you flip it the other way around, you've got a sitting room which just feels too big, and a kitchen which doesn't feel big enough.
My other concern is that costs have spiralled by 60 grand, putting them more than £30,000 over the projected post-build valuation. Time for some tough love.
The pre-renovation value was 640. The post-renovation value is 748. Don't worry, I am not about to try and persuade you back to plan A.
Ah, OK.
So don't worry about that. But looking at the plans now, there are 3 things that I think you can do to keep costs down.
Chris is looking a bit demoralised, though I'm surprised how much money she seems willing to invest in a house she says she doesn't want to live in. But a few simple things could help save some cash, like not straightening this wall, or adding kitchen units under this window. A seat or long table could work just as well. Finally, they could save between £2,500 and £4,000 by changing the plan for the toilet.
Put a WC in this utility room. You can box in the washer and the tumble dryer, make it really attractive, and you can definitely fit it in. It will be a more modest utility room with a toilet, but it won't be hugely compromised. So that's getting rid of a lot of cost involved in getting the drainage out to here and all of this.
I really like the idea of getting rid of that and putting the loo here.
It's amazing the places you can put a bathroom.
It's about the plumbing, not the space. A shower, loo and a towel rail don't take up that much room. And while we're on the subject of bathrooms, people often ask me, can I put one in downstairs? The answer is, if you've got a kitchen, you can. It means you can link into existing drainage, and plumbing has less distance to run. So installing one near a kitchen or combined with a utility room, as I've suggested, saves time and money.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I can go back and look at the sums, look at the estimates on those bits.
Well, I may have shaken things up a bit, but I hope I've helped to claw back a few thousand of the spend. Meanwhile, the build is moving on, and without much ado, it's bye-bye pool. And hello, Lan, as Katherine and Nigel begin to turn their bungalow into a more family-friendly home. They've embraced my ideas 100%, and the open-plan kitchen diner is already taking shape. The wall between the living room and the garage is coming down, and new windows make the most of the wonderful setting.
Oh my gosh. Gosh, that feels like a really big space now, doesn't it?
That is unbelievable.
It's really different, isn't it?
Why would you want to move from here now?
Oh.
Why would you want to move from here? Look at that.
Calm yourself down.
Look at that.
That's what I was hoping for. That is exactly what I was hoping for. It isn't a wow house. It's a wee house. But this is a wow room, and that is what we were hoping to achieve. And you can see it's just spectacular.
My plan was to extend over the garage and create a room so stunning that Katherine would never want to leave. And it's already coming along brilliantly.
So, what are you feeling?
It is a bit of the wow factor now.
It is a bit of the wow factor, isn't it?
It really is.
Worrying.
This is where the kitchen's going to go. That's where your dining area is.
Yep.
Yes.
So you're very much from here, you're not losing any of your sitting room.
No.
No.
Not a single inch.
No.
No.
All right.
In fact, you're gaining a little bit.
They are.
Because that's a sensational space.
With some canny thinking, the guys are managing to make 35 grand go a long way. Upcycling the old kitchen door, reusing the wooden floor, and even selling the old kitchen units. They're really motoring along on this project.
Now, what are you going to paint it?
We think we're doing it like a really light grey, like a summer grey, I don't know.
If it were me, I'd go for the very, 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 very palest, the bluer greys.
I've chosen wallpaper for my chimney breast just to make it feel more living roomy.
Right, okie doke. The only thing I think, and I know I am in the minority with this, so I'm just going to chuck this in, I think feature walls make things look smaller.
Right, so don't do it.
Because I think when you have everything the same colour and it all goes around the same colour, you can't really see where one bit begins and another bit ends.
Painting every wall the same will help to blend in the old garage space and make this feel like one big room. As the fantastic new kitchen diner takes shape, the family are all helping with the refurb. With everyone investing in the work, they'll be all the readier to love it. While Katherine and Nigel were working hard on their build, over in Pearly, Phil was hoping Chris and Tony would list their 80s bungalow. Despite my brilliant plans to bring their house up to date, he was trying to convince them that the only way Chris was going to get the bustling area she was craving was to move to her ideal location of Brighton.
Well, I've got a bit of a gem to show you.
Oh, great.
Because I think it combines what both of you are after.
Set back from the street and just a 20-minute walk to the beach is this unique property. This eco house, equipped with solar panels, is on the market at a guide price of £750,000. Downstairs, there's a stunning open-plan living area with a very cool modern kitchen, perfect for Chris to impress dinner party guests. And bifold doors open up onto a south-facing garden.
It's perfect.
How much space do you need?
It is absolutely perfect.
No, it's adequate, yeah, definitely.
What's not to like?
Finding a property so central to Brighton and with a garden has been a real find.
Oh, wow. Just absolutely brilliant.
Along with the house, the shed gets the thumbs up too.
Oh, what's in here, Chris?
Wow. It ticks all the boxes for me.
I would like to see somewhere that's not so much of a town.
That's interesting. I only like towns. But that's the difference between us.
And herein lies the problem. They may still be poles apart, but at least they both like Brighton.
Unfortunately for Phil, they didn't seem to like his second property, but it did lead to a major concession from Tony.
Just don't like suburbia, I'm sorry.
If we're going to move, I think I'll have to compromise more. I think that's the way it'll have to be, so that we live more in town.
Everything else that Tony wanted from the house, he could have that as long as I got the location.
OK.
With Tony agreeing to compromise with a town centre location if I can find him somewhere with more space, we're heading back into central Brighton for my final flourish.
So here we are.
Yeah.
End of terrace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over 4 floors, central into town. I mean, you could walk there easy peasy, walk to the sea, you can walk to all the pubs and restaurants.
Yes.
What do you reckon? I thought it was quite handsome.
I think it's great, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
£4,000 under their 800 grand budget, this spacious Victorian home is known as the Dragonfly house. Due to a sculpture left by a previous owner, it has 4 double bedrooms, a large dual-aspect living room on the first floor, and a fantastic kitchen diner on the ground floor.
See what you think of this.
Oh, yes.
It's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's dated, but it's big. This is simply for, you know, casual yourself, pals around for a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun space.
Yeah.
I'm just taking it all in.
Yeah. No, the space it's fantastic space.
To get such a central location, there had to be a compromise, and here it's the outside space.
So, I mean, you can't call it a garden, it's a yard.
No, it's nice. It's nice. It's a nice size, isn't it?
But this sunny, attractive courtyard also leads through to something that I know will sell it for Tony.
Tony, welcome to your domain.
Oh, this is lovely, isn't it?
That's nearly big enough for you, isn't it?
Proper double garage. I mean, you probably get 2 cars in here, and that is a huge bonus.
Well, the lack of garden hasn't fazed them, so the rest of this lovely house will hopefully win them both over.
Oh, wow, this is a nice space, Tony.
Oh, yeah, nice lovely window, isn't it?
Yeah, really nice space.
Along with the large lounge, all the bedrooms are big, including an attic bedroom with ensuite shower room.
Oh, sweet.
It's got a shower, everything in it.
Yeah? Oh, cool. What do you think?
Yeah.
Good, isn't it?
It is an interesting house. I wasn't expecting the kitchen downstairs.
It's a good room, that down there, isn't it?
It is,
It is, yeah. I think we would make good use of all of the space in this house.
It's a demonstration, if nothing else, that your budget does buy you something that you both like.
Yeah.
That works. This was always going to be a tricky one for both Kirstie and I, but I think finally I have seen a chink of compromise from both Tony and Chris. Which way it's going to go, though, at the end, I have absolutely no idea.
Just like my build, all will soon be revealed.
Well, it looks very different from outside.
It looks very different inside, Phil.
Does it?
I cannot tell you. I think this is the sort of greatest transformation.
Nice to see you.
Very, very good. Well, Phil is still banging on about the Pampers.
Yeah. Yeah, is he?
Oh, yeah.
He cannot let it go.
Does he want some?
He needs a sheltered life. Really? Yes.
No thanks, Tony. My veggie patch is more than enough for me to tend to.
Yeah, and this is exactly where the jacuzzi used to be.
There's a whole new entrance to the house and hallway through the middle, with a new cloakroom and toilet at the back.
It's quite an entrance.
It is quite an entrance.
Beautiful.
It's quite an entrance.
But it's what's through the glass doors that I want to see. For this once retro room equipped with pool and bar, has been replaced with a huge contemporary social and dining space.
It just gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Oh, my goodness me. Wow.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
And this was the swimming pool right here.
That was the swimming pool. Yes, just here.
And the transformation is just incredible.
Now, this looks properly amazing.
It does, doesn't it? And what I love about this is that that wall is the same wall, the beams are the same beams, the Velux windows, they're the same Velux windows. This is not a new structure.
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
As per my suggestion, they've painted the dark wooden beams and ceiling a light colour. They've kept the brick feature wall, so rather than a dated 60s pad, this room now feels like a modern barn conversion. The smell of chlorine's gone. And what's that, Phil? The scent of victory?
How are you coping without a jacuzzi and a bar?
Wow, we're struggling.
Next door, no more comedy curtains. The dated lounge and cramped, segregated galley kitchen have been opened up to create one large, beautiful kitchen diner.
Oh, my word, look at this, guys. Blimey, O'Reilly. Now, I've got to be honest, Phil, there was some debate about this.
Right.
I wanted this to be the sitting room and that to be the kitchen diner. But I have to say, what we see here is an epic transformation.
Correct.
It may be the greatest transformation we've ever had.
But at what cost?
What have you spent, Tony?
In the end, it's round figures about 150.
70 grand over budget. I think that's award-winning, Tony.
Tony's massive overspend is a clever move for Team Lovett, but the money has gone to good use.
Which means the old dining area is now a lovely new study space for Chris, and the old entrance is now a useful utility room.
It's incredible, but does Chris love this transformation enough to overlook the fact that it's in suburbia?
The transformation, I think, has been extreme and fantastic. But regardless of however good it looks today, Chris, you were absolutely adamant at the beginning. You didn't want to live in suburbia any longer.
Absolutely.
Either way, I think Tony's played a blinder because he has thrown so much money at the problem that he's created somewhere fantastic to live. I think, you know, congratulations are in order to you two for having the imagination and the vision to do this.
So if we just have a little moment to reflect on some of the houses. The first house, on the day, both of you could not find fault in it.
That's right.
It was within walking distance of the beach and the hubbub of Brighton and everything that offered, and you were both really excited about that. The second house, we should probably gloss over that. The question that you're about to answer is, ultimately, do you now love the property so much that actually being in Pearly and Suburbia no longer matters?
So, Tony, Chris, are you going to love it?
Or list it?
We are going to list it.
Oh, goodness me! I was quite struck for words.
Good.
I'm going to massive congratulations, and a massive congratulations, Tony, actually, because I think that was probably quite a tough decision for you to take.
I do love what we've done here, and obviously it's a bit soul-searching. I realised that this wasn't a forever house for us, so therefore we would be moving at some stage. So I think you have to bite the bullet sooner rather than later.
It is amazing, actually. I'm surprised. Yes, thank you, Tony.
Yeah. It will be sad to go, but I think we can really enjoy it for maybe a year or so while we're looking for other properties and where to go to. Yeah. So we'll have a good time here, I'm hoping. Because it's really, the old house was a party house, but now we've upgraded to a more mature party house to go with our age.
And here's to Tony.
Yeah.
Here's to everybody.
Well done.
Cheers,
Well
guys.
done.
Yeah.
For me, one of the most memorable Love It or List It shows we've made.
Most commented on,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
The one people say to me, oh, the one with the pool, the one with the pool.
Yeah. Of all the massive changes that they made, this kind of biggest win with the smallest cost, it's got to be that ceiling, painting the ceiling and the beam.
I know.
Just bang, it changed the room dramatically. So they listed it.
Yeah, but they're still there.
Still there.
Yeah. They were never going to move until they found the right thing anyway. So I think something will come up, probably nearer the sea.
But they did spend a great deal of money doing what they did. So maybe that's why they ended up having to stay.
No, I don't think it's that. I don't think they were ever looking to recoup all of that money. They'd been there a long time. I think they felt they had enough embedded investment in that house.
But regardless of whether they eventually go or not, it'll sell quite easily now, whereas previously it wouldn't.
No, it would have been very hard to sell with the pool. They had to do it.
Phil was hoping for another win in Larne, Northern Ireland. Again, despite my brilliant plans, he was trying to lure Katherine and Nigel away from their beautiful but isolated location and back into the village life that Katherine was sorely missing.
I have great faith in Phil. He's going to find us a house.
Phil's first house on the outskirts of Larne was a non-starter, but his next property had masses of outside space, 5 bedrooms, a stylish open-plan living area and a big kitchen diner. But it was £10,000 over budget.
We're in the Ballycarry village, so it's got community.
Yes.
It's got lots going on, but it's a big plot.
Neighbours around us, but not too close to us. So, yes, it's lovely. I'm getting a much better vibe here.
You've done well, Phil.
I aim to please Nigel, and it just gets better inside.
Now,
This already.
We've got quite a quirky and interesting house here.
Yeah.
You could imagine just family life would been very easy here. Bedroom. That's quite big, isn't it?
Yeah, double bed in there. Lovely.
Sounds like you're changing your mind, Mr. Finch.
It certainly does, Katherine. And for my final flourish...
What's in here?
The most important?
Garage.
Oh. The garage. There's a mezzanine up here. He's got a kind of gym up there.
Yeah.
And then there's a storage room, utility room.
It's the house that keeps on giving.
You didn't want it to keep on giving, did you?
He wanted it to stop at the front door.
Something to think about, anyway.
I think you're swaying. You were saying some lovely comments around there.
It's definitely more appealing, this one, than the first one,
Yeah.
definitely.
If Phil was wearing Nigel down with his second property, he was hoping to truly tip him over into the teamlistic camp with his third.
So, from all you've told me, I reckon
Oh, sorry.
a farm on the edge of a village with just a few neighbours might kind of work.
Absolutely.
Whilst the site could do with some landscaping, the house and land are all for sale for an incredible 200 grand. Only a year old, the house is made up of 4 huge bedrooms, several bright reception rooms, a lovely big kitchen, and it has the all-important neighbours for Katherine, but not too many to put Nigel off. A healthy middle ground.
Come on in.
Gosh, big hall.
Massive hallway. Not going to find a bigger one than this.
It's very big. Lovely.
I actually think this house is quite a big opportunity.
Look at this. Living room. Beams.
Big and
Quite
bright,
nice size,
nice
wood
stove,
burner.
yeah.
Lovely. Oh, look at the size of this.
Look at that.
Is that an ensuite?
Yeah, the size of it.
Oh. It's lovely. What's not to like? Is there anything? There isn't anything not to like. You can't say
not a
there.
thing.
No.
I totally agree, but I've not finished. There's still the enormous garden to see.
Mature trees,
And
swings.
this is all your garden. This whole big plot.
piece.
So it's a big plot. Hence why I refer to it as a farm, because you've got the yard, you've got the field, you know.
Big, isn't it?
Nigel, has it moved you towards team listing?
It has definitely got me thinking. Definitely got me thinking.
You saved the best to last. And Nigel, I can see he is definitely coming more to our side. Aren't you, Nigel? I think I'd buy this tomorrow.
I am very confused. This house is just completely blown out of the water.
Much of this job is about listening, both to what people say as well as what they don't say. And my great sense was that in order to get Nigel to properly engage with the process, I was going to have to show him something with the wow factor outside. And it looks like I just did that.
Don't count your chickens just yet, Phil. Once my work is done, these guys won't be going anywhere.
Well, what do they say about Northern Ireland weather?
Well, do you know what? I have heard that it can blow some in Northern Ireland.
I have a feeling it's not just the weather that will blow us away today, Phil.
Guys! Sorry, really not expecting you. I'm so sorry. We just had, it is absolutely insane.
Come and have a little look.
Before I came to help, the cramped, disjointed rooms of this bungalow had been keeping the family apart. But unlocking the potential floor space in the adjoining garage was a real game changer. Knocking through to the old sitting room has created a vast, sociable space.
Voila!
It really is voila, isn't it?
Now there's the extra room for a sleek new kitchen and a wonderful dining area that makes the most of the outlook that sets this house apart, even on a stormy day like today.
I love the fact that you've got the view, which you didn't have that view before, not at all.
Nothing. No. This is absolutely, obviously, appalling weather, but it feels so kind of cosy, and you're really able to enjoy the dramatic weather.
Yeah.
A new back entrance to the garden gives access to an old outbuilding that they've cleverly turned into a utility room. And once the outside is rendered in better weather, the conversion will look seamless.
This is a properly impressive room. There is no one who wouldn't come in here and just think, wow.
And the fantastic transformation doesn't stop there. Relocating the kitchen left this room free to be turned into a much bigger double bedroom for daughter Daisy.
Very smart bedroom as well.
It doesn't feel though it's a compromise, does it?
No, it's double bedroom.
It kind of feels like it was always here.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's more. Daisy's old single bedroom has been turned into a much bigger, stylish family bathroom.
Oh, it's a thing of joy, Phil. You've got to have a look at that.
This is all very, very smart.
So with the storm still battering against their lovely new windows, it's time for us to get down to the nitty-gritty.
You bought the house, Katherine, because you wanted to spend time together as a family.
Yeah.
And actually now you can spend time together as a family. But of course, it's still a bungalow, it's still rural, and it still doesn't have any neighbours.
It does not feel like a bungalow here now. It's very elevated, though.
Yes.
It
feels
doesn't
like a
have-
high-end apartment or something.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Nigel never wanted to buy this house or move in, but moved in under some kind of duress and fairly quickly...
Loved it.
Loved it.
Yeah. It was a case of I thought there can't be anything out there. There can't be.
And then property number 3 happened. It had everything. It ticked every box. And then Nigel said if we hadn't committed to doing the work here, he would have moved straight away, there and then.
Yeah.
I think that probably brings us to the point where we've got to ask that question, doesn't it?
Katherine. Nigel. Are you going to love it?
Or list it.
We're going to... Together?
Yeah.
Go.
3. 1, 2, 3.
Love it. Sorry, Phil.
No, that's OK. Perfectly understood. I don't blame you.
It's been blood, sweat and tears, and we've put our heart and soul into it, and it works as a family, and the view is just, it's very special.
But it works for us now as a family.
Yeah.
It really, really does work for us.
Everyone's a winner here.
Yeah.
Everyone's a winner.
Really, it's Kirstie, though.
Nigel and Katherine are still enjoying their bungalow. They've just spent £3,000 on getting it rendered, and it looks fabulous.
I think that was our only whole house transformation. There wasn't a single room which was untouched. It worked really, really, really well. Really well. I was thrilled with that, actually. Again, they really watched the budget. They got a lot done without spending a lot of money. The whole thing looked incredibly classy. That bathroom was a winner.
Yeah.
Because it had a lovely secluded location, do you remember, with that amazing view? Yeah. So there was a lot you could maximise with that house.
Which made it immeasurably better. It was a good result.